Imagine our world, but far in the future. Humanity is gone, but we've uplifted our best friends, dogs and cats, to use tools, language, and magic in the world we've left behind. You are part of a group of pioneers undertaking dangerous missions to defeat terrifying monsters and reclaim powerful artifacts for the betterment of the kingdom of Pugmire. This is your quest, to be a good dog and fetch what man has left behind.
Hello, I'm Eddie Webb, the designer of Fetch Quest and the Realms of Pugmire. Fetch Quest is a family-friendly, cooperative deck-building game. It can be played with 3 to 6 players, and it only takes about 60 to 90 minutes to play. The deck contains 110 cards, comprised of 6 dual-sided Pioneer cards, 72 Fortune cards with green backs, 28 Challenge cards with red backs, and 4 Mission cards. Each player uses a Pioneer card to represent them in the game. Every Pioneer has 7 statistics. Mind, Skill, and War each list how many basic Mind, Skill, and War cards the Pioneer starts with respectively. The Stamina hearts show the amount of damage a Pioneer can take before retreating. Each Pioneer has a tag, a word indicating what cards they get special benefit from, along with a special ability that the Pioneer can use while the character is face up or active. When the card is face down, you can see what special ability the Pioneer can use while the character is in retreat. Players acquire Fortune cards, which are added to their decks. The card shows what resources the Fortune card provides towards resolving a challenge. In addition, some have a special ability or bonus that happens once the card is played by the player whose Pioneer has the appropriate tag. These effects are in addition to the resources the card generates. The Pioneers will face challenges. Each challenge has 3 mechanics. Defeat indicates the number and types of resources that the player needs to be played to defeat the challenge. Danger shows how much stamina a Pioneer could potentially lose if the card is face up at the bottom of the queue. In addition to danger, there may be activation effects that take place if the card is face up at the bottom of the challenge queue. Finally, challenges are part of a mission. Each mission has a victory condition to resolve it. There are 4 missions to resolve before the quest is completed. To start, each player chooses a Pioneer and places it in front of them, active side up. Each player takes a number of Mind, Skill, and War Fortune cards tagged Basic equal to their Pioneer's Mind, Skill, and War values. This is their starting deck. Each player puts a token on top of their Stamina track, shuffles their starting deck, and draws 4 cards. Shuffle the remaining Fortune cards to form the Fortune deck. 4 Fortune cards are dealt face up on the table. This is the Fortune pile. Pull out all Mission and Challenge cards marked A through D on the left side. This comprises the Mission deck. Arrange the cards in order and reveal the mission marked A. Shuffle the remaining challenges. 6 Challenge cards are dealt face up in a line from top to bottom. This is called the Challenge queue or just the queue. The Challenge deck is placed at the top end of the queue. Randomly decide who goes first or allow the person with Spike Mutt to go first. On your turn, perform the following steps. First, check to see if your Pioneer is in retreat, face down, or active, face up. If the Pioneer is in retreat, you can perform the action listed on the back of your Pioneer card, and then your turn is over. If the Pioneer is active, draw until you have 4 cards in your hand. Look at your cards, but don't tell the other players what cards or resources you have. You can, however, answer questions about how you intend to play your cards. Once you've looked at your cards, you can attempt to defeat a single challenge or resolve the mission. For some missions, you're required to play cards from your hand to resolve it. To defeat a challenge, play cards from your hand to generate enough resources to equal or exceed its defeat. Any effects on cards played to defeat a challenge or resolve a mission are implemented, and then the cards are put into your discard pile. If you successfully defeat the challenge, turn it face down. Otherwise, leave it face up. After you attempt to defeat a challenge or mission, you can take one of 4 actions. First, you can choose a card from the Fortune pile, put it in your hands, and then replace it with the top card from the Fortune deck. Second, you can take the card from the top of the Fortune deck and put it in your hand. Third, you can use the action listed on the front of your Pioneer card. Finally, you can give as many cards as you like from your hand to one other player. Discard down to 4 cards if needed. Once your turn is over, take the following steps. First, check to see if the mission is defeated. If so, gameplay stops and the Pioneers rest, which we'll get to in a moment. If not, the challenge at the bottom of the queue activates. If it is face down, nothing happens, and it is put in the discard pile. If it is face up, your Pioneer loses stamina equal to the challenge's danger. Afterwards, follow any activation instructions on the card. The challenge deck is then put into the discard pile. If your Pioneer's stamina is reduced to 0, it is turned face down and has retreated. Discard your hand into the discard pile. Move remaining challenges down. New challenges are drawn and placed one at a time at the top of the queue, and so there are once again 6 challenges in the queue. Finally, play passes to the player on your left, and they start a new Pioneer turn. Once the mission is resolved, all Pioneers can rest. Pioneers in retreat are flipped back to active and set their counter to 1 stamina. Then you can discard as many cards as you wish. Each player draws back up to 4 cards if needed. The fortune pile is shuffled back into the fortune deck, and 4 more cards are drawn to make a new fortune pile. Discard the current mission and turn the next mission face up. The challenges in the discard pile and queue are added back to the challenge deck, along with the challenges from the mission deck that match the current mission. Shuffle the challenge deck and lay out a queue of 6 new challenges. Play passes to the player on the left of whoever resolved the previous mission. If all 6 Pioneers are forced to retreat, the game is over and the players lose. However, if the final mission is resolved, the players win. And that's how you play Fetch Quest.